Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All for the Nintendo DS. I'm SamuraiT-X, and I'm Solid Snake. I had to stay quiet for the beginning part of that theme because it's just so epic. So when we last left off, Miles Edgeworth made his return, Detective Gumshoe got fired, and we are about to learn about Celeste Impax, who committed suicide, and has a connection with this case as well, so yes, we have to still talk to Edgeworth about everything, so without further ado, let's talk to him about the missing suicide notes. Miss Impax's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that, there was no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? Well, how do you know Miss Impax had even written such a note? There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Warren Corridor himself. The victim? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Hello, birds. Mr. Corridor hid his own manager's suicide note? But why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report, part 1 anyway. Part 1? Wait, there's part 2? Wow, there's actually a part 2 to a suicide report? Jesus Christ. Right, let's look at it anyway. If we can read it, but I think we just can only look at it. Deceased Celeste Impax found by one corridor. A suicide note was hidden? Likely it was, to be honest. Since they can't find it, so obviously it was hidden. Let's present the suicide report. I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Hi, birds. Worst of all, the reports that have multiple parts, like that one. That has 2. 2 parts? What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name! It's Adrian Andrews! Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try and find... I'm sorry. She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try and kill herself. You think she's a strong career woman? That is just her image. Adrian Andrews. She has a certain secret she always tried to hide. A secret? Her codependency. That's the key word. Codependency? The word most unsuited to describing that woman. Alright, now it's time to talk about codependency. So, how are Adrian Andrews and codependency related? Adrian Andrews' attempt at suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Impax. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Quite possibly because she had lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Impax, was gone forever. That's why. But why would that... Is that what they call following someone to the grave? Yeah, pretty much, Pearls. After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is a person who looks for someone who she can trust unconditionally. And once she finds that someone, she blindly follows them. Without someone to guide her, she feels uneasy and can't carry herself through life. Huh? And That's a codependency? When Celeste Impact suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then, that means her super confident attitude, it's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible. Alright, so now that we have these two reports, I think we can break her cyclone, because now I think we have enough evidence to do so, so let's go. Thanks for the help, Edgeworth. And welcome back, by the way. Away. Right, we definitely don't need to talk to you anymore, we just need to visit On Guard's hotel room, because that's where she was last seen. March 21st, Gatewater Hotel. On Guard's hotel room.
Oh, Miss Andrews is here. But it looks like she's talking to someone.
That's Franziska von Karma.
Miss von Karma?
What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so... You've got some nerve following me around. Following you?
That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following.
Pose.
You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard.
Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. I'll show you something interesting, little girl. There's the receiver that we keep hearing.
Well, what is that?
An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know that fool's every move. So that noise we heard was this receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. What is that card? It just has me curious. It's not it's not like one of those playing cards like when you do blackjack and all that stuff. It's not like that. Something about that card just rubs me the wrong way right now. What were those two talking about?
Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she?
Alright, so we already have your sight locks to break because we broke old bags and borders. So now it's time to break yours, and I think your ones will be the more important ones of the lot. You have 4 of them, so let's go. Motive for murder. Now she looks completely stoic and calm now. Why was Mark Corridor murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. On Guard's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answer? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corridor. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You were not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I highly doubt that. Present the magazine clipping because of this scandal and whatnot. You and Mr. Corridor had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people bought into this story. As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Now, note to self, stay on her good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Sorry, I have a small cold because of the weather change. It's really terrible. Me? Need to get close to Mr. Corridor? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Corridor for this person's sake? You know, I'm going to present Celeste Impacts because that was her mentor, so let's do that. Celeste Impacts. No, sorry. Celeste Impacts, your mentor. Why do you know about Celeste? Oh, wow. Miss Impacts. She committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why, and she's sweating bullets, so we're on the right track here. Right before her death, she was one Corridor's manager. So, I believe you got close to Mr. Corridor so you could find out more about her suicide. You have great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker. Sorry, let me read that again. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews? There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Let's present a suicide note. A suicide report, sorry. This one, anyway. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Corridor. What? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Corridor. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting murmurings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor. However, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give. However, I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This proof that Celeste Impact was someone very special to you. Your attempted suicide note. Miss Andrews, you went through it too, didn't you? Went through what? A suicide. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, and you live by yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. That's... You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why... Even when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Just stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Corridor of hiding Mr. Impacts' note. You heard about it, and you fought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the most likely to want Mr. Corridor dead. Me? Miss Impacts was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Sorry, I'll be right back. The birds are feeding and they're hungry, so I'm gonna feed them. And I'm back, folks. They were feeding. The parents are feeding the children, so yeah. So let me read this line again, even though I did read it before, but I want to read it again just to refresh people. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder.
Murder?
Wow, we broke all those psych locks. Sorry I had to abruptly pause the video there. I guess it was because, you know, I gotta feed the birds. They're pretty important to me. They're still family.
It's true. I am a woman who can live in insecurity. I'm physically small and I really don't have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews, this one thing, it's one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret, mine and mine alone.
I'm sorry.
You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you?
No, I don't. Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth.
After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note, and that someone was in one corridor. Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me.
So you got close to Mr. Corridor to recover her suicide note, correct?
Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it?
Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. And smoke stove Phoenix Wright's quote. Well, that is a saying anyway in itself. When there is smoke, there is fire. So, yeah.
But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so...
I understand.
Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews, if people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live.
Alright. I understand. We'll keep it a secret.
Miss Andrews.
I guess she is always the thinking type. She never says anything carelessly, it seems.
Thank you very much. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand for a while. Sorry. Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back.
That card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding?
Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag.
What is it? It looks like a seashell?
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from.
Not remembering something clearly. Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence.
Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. On Guard in your capable hands.
Alright. Let's leave. I think we finished investigating for today. I think she was the last person we needed to talk to anyway.
March 21st, Gatewater Hotel, hallway.
Well, I think we've gathered all we can.
What about Miss Maya? Is she alright?
Oh, Pearls. She looks so worn out by all of this. She hasn't slept at all, and she's been walking all over the place with me today.
What's wrong, Mr. Nick?
Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right?
Oh, no. I'm okay, really. I'm fine. I really am.
You don't look fine to me. So let's go back to our hotel, our office, sorry. Our hotel. Because we need to rest, well, Pearls does anyway. March 21st, Wright and Co law offices. Oh, sorry, Snake, I took your part. But sorry about that.
So, what now?
Well, we did find out one thing out for sure. Sorry, let me read that again. Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive.
You mean this impacts the suicide note?
That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Huh?
Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver.
Hello? This is the law offices of Wright and Co. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do this voice because it's radio. So yeah, because you know, these back in the day, the radio audio wasn't really that good. So yeah, I'm gonna do that voice again.
Mr. Attorney, you're not answering the phone.
Maya, where's Maya?
As I promised, I have not come within a few feet of her this whole time.
Phew.
Which is why I suppose she is absolutely vanished.
What?
So, I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree?
Wait, Maya, let me hear her.
Very well.
Aunts, Maya, is that you?
Sis, my sis.
Maya, damn it, he cut me off.
Mystic Maya said, "Ask my sis," didn't she?
Sis? What does she mean by that? Oh, for Christ's sake, Phoenix! Come on, don't play dumb. Sis. She always calls me a sis, you idiot. Her sister. What else? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Thank you. He really is sometimes, you know. Sorry. Ah! Mia! I have a message from Maya. So, come. Ask me anything you want about her. How's Maya? She's safe. For now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. I'm glad to hear she's safe. But Mia, how did you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like this. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently Maya went to answer a phone call at a hotel and she was drugged there. And? She didn't see the face of her attacker. Ah! Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her? The date, unknown. The time, unknown. The location, unknown.
I am starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now.
Right. You join me here as Detective Samurai. We are now as Maya Fey, who is currently locked inside a wine cellar, it looks like. She's very hungry. She's starving and she could be dying soon. Well, not really. I just threw that in there. So, now we are about to investigate what is this place, cause she can move around. So, as she examines things, first she looks at the drinks.
What's this? It feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here. And these, they feel like barrels. I'll pass. Too bad I'm not really hungry. As I say, too bad I'm really hungry and not really thirsty.
So, as Maya investigated the barrels and glasses, she was not thirsty, plus they're alcohol, so she wouldn't probably drink it in a situation like this. But wait. She looks at the door.
Drat, it's locked. But this door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around I could use.
And so, our assistant, Maya Fey, looks on the floor, only to find something like a card. Let's examine it.
Huh? Someone dropped a card here. It kinda looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. Ah, that's it. This shell card. If I use this, maybe I can get the door to open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius.
That you are, girlie.
All right, now if you excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it. Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting or worried.
And that's it, folks. Now for the jingle. Take it away. And that's the end of the episode. So when we come back, folks, we will enter the courtroom. That's on Wednesday, of course, since this is going up on Tuesday, as I'm recording this on Monday. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.